Hello everybody. Thank you guys for joining me today. I am going to be attaching the signatures to the spine piece to the actual cover. So earlier today, I spent over an hour sewing all this lace onto the signatures that I made yesterday. And also, let me see, it's a little too far back. And also, I sewed on these like little lace tabs to some of the pages. It was quite a process, and it was kind of a boring process, just zigzag stitch over and over again. Nothing too exciting. So I didn't really want to do that live because I was just kind of boring, repetitive. Bunch of sewing, so it's loud also, so you can't really hear me. So I just figured I'd do that off camera. So I got all that ready. Like I said, I got all this beautiful lace that I think really goes nicely with the journal and the theme. On some of the pages, there's, like I said, these little lace tabs that I really wanted to add. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we're going to prep this part here, the spine. I got to lint roll it. It's so white that it just shows everything. Okay, so we have to make a couple of things. I'm not going to lie, I had to rewatch my own video. I had to rewatch my own video to remember how to do this again, because it has been quite a while since I've done this specific technique. But I am excited to do it again. Of course, you guys can watch that video to refresh in your own memory on how to do this. Let's see. I think I said I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'm here trying to do the signature. I need to fold. I need to get a nice straight line so that I can start sewing in my signatures. Like I just said, I did spend quite like an hour or so of the day. Hey, thanks for joining me, April. I did spend quite a nice chunk of my day. Hey, Brenda. I did spend a nice chunk of my day sewing on all this lace to these pages. And like I said, I didn't want to do it live just because it's really loud process, really slow process sometimes. And it's just the same zigzag stitch over and over again, really. So I'm going to try and get a nice crease on this line there so I know where my spine is supposed to go. I'm going to make a nice faint line so that I can see it more clearly. And I am marking supposed to be 6 lines, I believe. I did difference 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is our objective today, is to sew the signature. That looks a little far. Well, I guess not. Our objective today is to sew the signature onto the spine and get the spine attached so that tomorrow we can do some decoration. That looks... Why does that not look right? That doesn't look right. Oh, okay, because... Yeah, that's why it doesn't look right, because this is the middle, not this. Wow. Okay, that's all right. It won't show. Mistakes are made all the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Doing it 6 lines apart. I'm sure that's some sort of measurement, but I'm just calling it 6 lines apart. There we go. That looks a lot better. And then this one. Okay, that's the line I want. Okay. So that's 6 lines apart. No, it's not 6 lines apart. Let's see. What's the cover made out of? The cover is made from game board pieces, of course. Game board pieces. And then this is not the cover. This is the inside cover that's going to go in here. And it's got pockets. But I guess, I mean, this could be a cover, I suppose. But this is the inside piece for the cover. And of course, you can follow. I did the idea of the game board cover for journals. I don't know if April was the first one to do it, but she's the first one I heard about doing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is 6 lines across. Okay. Okay, it just doesn't look like it. Or is this one further? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 1 line off. That's why. 1 little line. Okay. Okay, now we got our spine piece here. Just going to make a nice faint line where the lines are. Okay. So if you can see my faint lines, that's the center of my journal. The spine is 2 inches wide, so I made this just a little bit farther apart so it fits within the 2 inches. And we're going to make sure that our signature, that all the papers are correct. We want to make sure that each page is where we want it to be, right in position anyways. This page should be a little bit higher. Like that. Okay. Hi, Kimberly. Thanks for joining me here on my little adventure. My little scrapbook adventure. Let's see here. This should be a little lower. And a little bit more in the middle. Okay, that could go there. That's good. That's good. Making sure everything's centered. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Tomorrow, happy holidays, Kimberly. Tomorrow we can start decorating. So that's another fun part of the journal making process. It's probably my favorite part of the journal making process. Is decoration, of course. Of course. Okay, everything looks good. Just making sure everything's straight. And also showing off my little signatures. The papers I picked are from my Christmas collection of Jane Austen, of course. And also, okay, I used to use a piece of remember, I think I was using a piece of cardstock to make sure that everything was nice and aligned. Want to make sure that the spine is nice and tight. Ugh, but I think I use a smaller piece. Probably. Just trying to make sure that everything's nice and aligned the way I want it. That's not working out with this piece. It was smaller. Yes. I am always on an adventure, it feels like. Let me cut this piece down. It's not working for me. 1 moment. I just got to cut it down to 8 by 10. 8 10. Okay. Sorry, I need to cut this down to a different size. Because all my pages are 8 inches tall. So this makes it more manageable. And I'm basically just making sure that everything's tied up against the spine, up against each other, and everything's in place. And this piece just helps me keep some sort of pressure up against, so everything's up against the spine. Hey, Annette, thanks for joining us tonight. I appreciate it. We're just here to have some fun, here to attach the spine piece to my journal. Get that all done. I didn't show how I added all this lace, but it's just a zigzag stitch over and over. I was like, that's the part I always want to skip. Because it's so boring and the machine's so loud. Yeah, it's always a headache. Okay. So we got that there. And if you haven't already, you can go to my video on the Franken paper. And you guys can get a download of the paper that I made. So you guys can scrapbook along with me. Or just use it in your own project. There for you to use, and you can find that there's a video also. You can find it on my blog on my website at TsunamiRose.net. You could check that out there. Let's see, let me make sure I get that lace on there. Maybe I don't use as many holiday colors as everybody else, but it's still pretty darn festive. Thank you, April, for posting my link. Okay, so now that we've got this flush, I am going to make a pencil mark down the center of the spine so that when I'm sewing, I know where I'm sewing. Just makes it a little bit easier to see where to start and where to finish. Okay. So, let me make sure, just triple make sure that is there where it's supposed to be. And let me get over to my sewing machine. Hey, Chronic Crafter, how are you? Thanks for joining me tonight. Okay, let's see how my sewing machine's gonna behave today, you guys. We'll see how my sewing machine works today. I don't know. Sewing machines, they're just like printers, you know. They have a mind of their own. They just kind of do their own thing at all times. Yeah, hopefully this works better than yesterday. Yesterday was a mess, though. Oh my goodness, it was a mess. But it did work a little bit better for me after I got off camera, of course, and I started sewing my lace today. It worked a lot better. Pink Odd Bird, her name is April. She's awesome. She's on my design team, and she's here to help out because she's awesome. Okay, so now we're going to get the signature attached to the spine, and I want to make sure that it's in the right spot because I made a couple folds. I made a couple folds, but that's okay. Just trying to make sure, triple make sure that's where I want it to be. Because I'm nervous about it. I'm not going to lie. This part always makes me so nervous. Because it could all go so wrong. So wrong it could go. So there's a total of about 16 pages in each of these signatures. I usually like to do 15 to 16 pages max. Max, you know. Okay. Just need to be a little bit higher. Okay, okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're going to sew. We're going to sew. I am just so nervous right now. This part, even if you're doing this hand sewing the signature is always such a nerve-wracking process for me. Because like I said, this is where it could all go wrong, you know. Okay, so I'm going to use a straight stitch see, it already moved. It already moved from the cover. Oh my goodness. Okay. I didn't say this was the easiest method, but it is rather easy actually. I just gotta make sure that it's positioned correctly, just like any other method though. That's just how it is. Gotta make sure you don't move it at all. Okay, I'm trying to get it underneath this needle without moving it. Okay, I think that's good. So I'm gonna just use a straight stitch. This is my sewing machine, if you guys are joining me for the first time. The inside cover is fabric that I have backed with heat and bond. Did it the method of Zoe Tofield. It's a whole process to make the fabric kind of almost like a cardstock consistency. Then I made a pocket. It was fun. It was fun. Okay, so I'm gonna pick the length to be as wide as possible. I mean, as long as possible, and it's just the width doesn't matter with the straight stitch, I don't think. Okay. Let's do this. Here we go. Now, I am going to sew very, very slowly here. And I actually pulled out a piece of fabric to test on, and here I am not testing. Because my sewing machine was acting really funny yesterday. If I was to do more than 15 pages on this, it would not go well. But 15 pages is the sweet spot for this sewing machine. I don't know about yours. You just have to test it out. If I do more than 15, I'm really risking it. Right now, we're good. We're so good right now. Like, wow. We are so good right now. Okay. Oh my goodness. So nerve-wracking. Okay. So we have now sewed on the first signature to the spine. Mostly straight. As you can see here. I'm trying to show you. It's not exactly where it's supposed to be, but, you know, it's just how it's going to have to be. That's just how it is sometimes. But here we go. It's nice and sewed in. And here you go, April. This is fabric. This beige fabric is kind of a thicker material with almost like a plastic backing on it, almost. And then I added a layer of heat and bond, and I added a layer of tissue paper. And then that's the Zoe Tofield method. And then on the inside, I made a pocket. Ain't that cool? Yup. Okay, so now that's all nice and sewed in. Perfect stitching. No skips, nothing. It's not perforated. I've had people ask me if it's perforated. It's not perforated. It is as secure as hand sewing it. I've hand sewed a lot of things, and I would say this is just as secure. I feel like it's just as secure as hand sewing it completely. The pages on here are not going to budge at all on you. They haven't on me yet. So there we go. The first signature is done. And now we're going to work on the other signature. Same process. Here we go. And I'm going to leave a link down in the description for where you can watch Zoe Tofield's tutorial. I did leave them in the other videos, but I will definitely leave it in this one also because it's totally still relevant, of course. It is her method. She hand sewed it though into the spine, into the fabric spine. And I was like, I think I could just sew it in my sewing machine. And I was able to, and it was magic. Okay. This little doily. Okay. It's ruining my life. Come on, doily, just be somewhere. I don't even care where you are. Okay. So this is one of my Christmas ephemera packs. It prints out 2 Christmas images, pretty nice size for you to make ephemeras. I mean, for you to make journal pages. And of course, I've shrunk them down. I print everything. All my pages are 8 by 10 or smaller, so I know that they'll fit. So I always print out all my pages. I always resize them to be 8 by 10. Always, always, always. And I also have a video on how to do that. And I will link it down below as well. Okay. Making sure that all the spine is nice and tight up against each other. Don't want any loose signatures, of course. That would not be good. Oh, these doilies are ruining my life. I tell my mom that all the time. I'm so silly. I'm like, you're ruining my life. Oh, I'm so silly. Okay. And of course, I'm using the pages from my Christmas Jane Austen kit. Oh my goodness. Okay. And this is a piece of that ephemera set that I bought on eBay. It was like a vintage Italian ephemera set. It says 74. So I guess it is kind of vintage. It's just like somebody's handwritten receipts and stuff. Weird, but I bought it. So I guess I'm weird too. Okay. Have a good night, Kimberly. Thank you for joining me. I'll be here tomorrow decorating. Decoration. And I got the spaghetti sauce cooking. Oh my goodness. I'm doing the most right now. Okay. Okay. Ooh, and I didn't draw a line in this one. Sweet. Let me draw a line. Otherwise, I cannot sew. Where's my pencil? Okay, sorry. Sorry, I gotta take a minute to draw this line. Or I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Okay. Let's go to the sewing machine. I'm gonna bring it closer to us. No, you were already set. No. No. Okay. Okay. Okay, here we go. The cover looks like there's a lot of cover up there. Why does it look like that? Okay. Okay, I hope for the most part it's where it's supposed to be. Ooh, and then I move something. No! No! Okay. Okay, okay. Here we go. Okay. Whew. You're having trouble downloading the pages. They're on Flickr, and you have to click on the little arrow down on the bottom right-hand side of the image. And from there, it'll take you to sizes, and then you just hit download as far as I know. I've downloaded a lot of images from Flickr, so I figured that'd be the easiest. I can make a video on how to download them from Flickr because I'm going to be posting more freebies on Flickr. Hey, Jenny. Just seeing your name. Thanks for joining me. I'm just sewing the signature here, going slow, slow, slow. Okay. Let's see what we've done. It's not exactly straight, but it's pretty good. And it's not straight at all whatsoever. Oh, wait, it is straight. It's just not where it's supposed to be. But neither is the other one, so kind of like evens out. And I do want to add a piece of lace in the middle, so maybe it's not so noticeable. If you can see, like, it's a little bit wider up here than it is down here, but just like by a little bit. Just a little bit. Let me get some lace. Oops. I touched the camera. Let me get some lace. 1 moment. Nothing a little lace can't fix. I just gotta find the right lace. The right pretty lace to cover up something. Okay. I figure I'm either going to use this one. I'll show you. It's just actually a cut up piece of lace, which might look nice there because it's uneven itself. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to use this piece here. From here. And I'll fold it over, actually. I need to fold it over. I've been doing this to my journals lately. I've been adding pieces of lace in the middle. I think it makes it look a little bit nicer. Doesn't really do anything for the effectiveness of the journal itself, but it makes it look nice. And now I'm going to use the zigzag stitch as long and as wide as I possibly can. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to put another one down here. Oop, I got to check this little piece in. Okay. Yes, I don't like that piece that, it just shows it like that. I need it to be somewhat covered. Let me see. I don't know why it censored you, Jenny. It censored Jenny. That's kind of funny. Let me do one more stitch. One more. It looks a little messed up, but I like it. Yes, I don't like the gaps. I always cover it. Always. It bothers me too, girl. It bothers me too. Let me use a different stitch, just a 0-0 stitch. I'll make it as long as we possibly can. And I'm going to try and get it to be over here on this side, closer. Because I feel like the fabric kind of lifts. Oops, it just bunched up there. Just bunched up. I don't know why, but let's see. Stitches could be too close, maybe. Okay, that's good enough. That's good enough for me. Okay. So now the middle of the signature is done. And we got it all ready to go. So now we're going to glue it onto our cover. Let me get this up. All right. April, thank you for coming to hang out with me tonight. I appreciate the help. Oops, my camera's swinging. Gotta get this tighter. Okay. So, here we have the journal. Good night, good night. And then we gotta attach it to the spine. Perfect. Loving it so far. It looks good. And it looks ready to be attached. Okay. And it looks a little messy. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to use the tacky glue for the spine to attach this cover to. I want a little bit more security than just regular Mod Podge. Just a tiny bit more secure. And I'm gonna, of course, use my little brush here. And first I'm gonna brush it along the cover. Of course, you don't want to use too little, you don't want to use too much. It's hard to gauge, but with the brush, at least I know it's not all chunked up on one piece or one specific side. Now I'm putting glue here because I know this is specifically where glue is going to have to go. Around the parameters, I'm going to use the actual cover to put glue on. But for right here, I'm just going to do it like this. And this is going to it's going to put everything together. It's going to seal everything up. Okay. Let me get my sleeves out the way before I get glue on them. I don't trust myself, that's for sure. Okay. Oops, I put the glue back that way. Dang it. Dang it. Okay. Because I needed more glue. Let me start dumping the other one that way. Ugh. I'm finally out of glue. I gotta go buy more glue. I always buy glue and I'm always out of glue. That's life. That's life. Okay. Trying to force it to come out. Come on. Come on. Okay. Well. Oh, excuse me, you guys. Sorry. Couldn't make it to the mute button. Bye, April. Thanks for joining me, girl. Check out her channel, you guys. She does awesome junk journals all the time. She has great videos, great tutorials. Check out Pink Auto Bird on YouTube. She's also on Instagram, y'all. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Thank you, guys. I couldn't make it to the mute. I was panicking. Okay, now let's add the glue to the actual journal. And I'm just going to add it to the edges because, like I said, I added glue to the book. So I shouldn't need to add it to the book pages. Let's see here. Want to make sure you get the glue in between the stitches. And I always have to double check before I send off a journal. I have to double check, make sure it's all glued everything down. Because sometimes when I do these videos lives, I don't really glue down everything the way it should be, just for time's sake. So I always do a second look through and make sure that everything is glued down well. And this journal will be for sale. I don't know when, but it will be for sale. Probably even put up a pre-list order if anybody wants to order it, or pre-order list if anybody wants to buy it as I go along. I don't know, it could go to you. Maybe you like it that much. That'd be cool. Let me get like I said, I'm trying to get in between all of the nice stitching. Okay. And make glue. Let me put this part down. And I will continue the gluing process this way. Make sure it's nice and even on there. Maybe move it a little bit off to the right. Just a tiny bit. Okay. Okay. Yes, I know you want to glue down. Now, I am going to add more glue to the spine just because I want to make sure that has plenty of glue on all sides from all angles. I'm trying to get this little fabric piece to be in because I didn't get to sew it on. Oh, April. Oh, she's awesome. Sometimes maybe we don't mention our names enough. Sometimes we go by usernames. Like it's AOL online time. And you get more glue. It seems like too much glue, but it's never enough glue. Ever. Okay, let me get all this glue off my fingers. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, fingers covered in glue. Okay. Let me get this glue on this spine, like I say. Plenty of glue on the spine. And now we're going to follow it up with glue in the edges. There we go. And I like to use a brush so that it's not thick or too thick on one side. It's evenly distributed. That's the idea behind the paintbrush. Make sure you get every corner. Okay, let me get the edge here. Nice. I'm definitely going to have to go back and make sure everything, like I said, I double check before I send anything off that I didn't not glue something down. Everything has to be nice and glued down. Okay, there we go. Okay, make sure I don't get glue where I'm not supposed to get glue. We'll find that later. Ha 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 ha. Okay. So tonight might be a short episode, but tomorrow we'll get to decorations and we'll make some tags, we'll make some pretty stuff. But tonight's video is still essential, still a step. Plus I wanted to show you guys what I did earlier with the lace. And of course, sewing on the signature is always nerve-wracking. Okay. Now we got plenty of glue everywhere, especially on my fingers. Most people say glitter drives them crazy, but I agree. Look at this. Look at this. I gotta... That's what I'm saying. There must be a way to make a glue that doesn't stick to fingers. I mean, I know that's... You want a glue that doesn't stick, but... I don't know. There's got to be a solution, you guys. I mean, when was glue invented? Like... 1700s or something. Let's improve. Let's do this better. Okay, so now I'm pulling on the signature to make sure. It is a little hard to do with the signature in the way. I did pull on it to make sure that it gets glue all the way. Ah, more glue. We need to improve on glue technology, y'all. I want a smart glue, you know? There's a nice big gap. It's probably too big of a gap, but I don't know what I did differently this time. I thought I followed my own directions. I could have swore I followed my own directions. And of course, I'm going to use my bone folder to make sure all these creases are in. And I don't want to squeeze in too hard because the glue will come out. Some glue might come out. And you can still pull it out and move it around if you need to, which is great. Because sometimes you need to. You need some adjustments. Try not to get any glue whatsoever on this white inside. Trying to keep it pristine. Oh my goodness. Stressful as well. Okay, get it all nice and glued down. And you guys, I think that's it. There's just nothing else really to show other than this cover has to dry overnight. And tomorrow we will be back to have some more fun. Start decorating. I do hope you guys join me for that at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Got to give this journal some time for the glue to settle and dry. And we'll be back for more fun tomorrow. So again, you guys, look at it. I'm loving it. I made some really cute tabs out of some of the lace on some pages. Oh, I had a fun time today, but like I said, I wouldn't have shown that process. It's too loud. My sewing machine has been too loud. It's just zigzag stitch over and over, really. Okay, you guys. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Short episode, but still necessary for the process. And I wish I could do more, but we got to let this dry overnight. So see you guys tomorrow at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you guys for joining me tonight for this little bit of fun that we had. I hope you learned something. Got a couple tips, maybe to help improve your own journal process. Just got to let this dry, like I said. All right, you guys, have a good day. Peace out, you guys. See you tomorrow.